Okay, I just got some drugs. So I went and seen a psychiatrist today, and he prescribed me some medication. I'm gonna open this and show you what he got me. Okay, first thing is called Sertraline. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. And second one is Abilify. And it also says, oh wait, that's probably French. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to look up how to even pronounce this. 1 second.
Sertraline. Abilify.
So I definitely haven't heard of either one of those drugs before. And the purpose of this video is going to be to document my experience, and whatever I find out, I want to be able to share it with other people. I'm really excited to try this. I'm going to make a separate video in regards to my symptoms and what led me up to this point of reaching out to a psychiatrist. But for now, this is just for informational purposes about the drugs and the effects it'll have on me personally. So I'm told to take one of each pill every night at bedtime, and then I need to wait 2 weeks for it to start taking effect. After 2 weeks, I should notice if it's either working or not, and I need to call the psychiatrist and give him an update. So I'm really excited to see if this is going to work. Well, I'll be back on here in 2 weeks with an update. Hey. So it hasn't been 2 weeks. I'm on day 4. But I'm having some pretty bad side effects, and I was planning on doing this at the end, but I figured this is perfect. Let me give you a real life example of what it's like to get started on these drugs. I feel like crap right now. First of all, I didn't even know what they were. I did some research on it, and the sertraline one is also known as Zoloft, and I guess it's a pretty common medication for anxiety issues. The other one, Abilify, I think it was called, that one I guess is used more so for schizophrenia and bipolar, neither of which I have. I'm keeping track of the side effects in my phone so that I can remember to tell my doctor about everything in 2 weeks. So let me just tell you what it's been like so far. Day 1, so I was taking both pills on day 1. I took them at bedtime as directed by my doctor. I took one of each pill. I couldn't get to sleep. I remember I was tossing and turning, and it just seemed like my entire body was just in extreme pain. No matter how I repositioned to try and get comfy, I just could not. It was torture. I remember my jaw was shaking, and every time I got to sleep, I would wake up again. I probably woke up, no joke, like every 20 minutes. And I slept in until I think 10 the next morning. I couldn't get back to sleep, and once I was up, the best way I can explain the feeling is like having a really bad hangover. I had full body pain, a headache, I was very dehydrated. I felt sick to my stomach. I just laid right here on this couch the entire day. And I decided I was not going through that again. So I figured it was probably one or the other of the pills that kind of caused that severe reaction with me. So I decided on the second day I would only take the Sertraline. So here's day 2. Day 2, I was very dehydrated and I had no appetite, but other than that I felt okay. Day 3, again I only took the Sertraline. Day 3 was yesterday, so I was super dehydrated. I had not much of an appetite and I was extremely tired. Which leads me on to last night. I had very bad insomnia. And I have insomnia to begin with. That's one of my problems that I have. And since taking this medication, I could not get to sleep the last couple nights. I think it was about 2:30, 3 a.m. that I finally would get to sleep. And I typically go to bed around 10. So I finally got to sleep around 3 a.m. last night. And then the next thing I know, my alarm's going off to get up and get ready for work at 7. So I called into work. I was not going in. I felt like crap. I tried to go back to sleep. I couldn't. So I just got up and went to work anyways. I really hope this is going to subside soon. I keep reading up on everyone else's symptoms that I can find on Google and YouTube, and I can't find a whole lot, especially for all the side effects that I'm having, but most people are saying it's supposed to go away in 2 weeks. So I guess we'll just keep dealing with it until it gets better. At this point, I'm not really sure if it's doing what it's supposed to do. I can't really tell. I haven't really been around people yet so far because it was a long weekend. I guess I'm genuinely in a good mood. I don't know. Still super dehydrated. I'm so tired. Look at my eyes. I'm going to bed. It's actually been about 3 weeks since I started the medication. And I kept a little journal of what it's been like during the first 1 to 2 weeks. So I will just read you what I have written down on my phone. Never mind, I just remembered I already made a video about what happened the first couple days. And I haven't written down anything since then. But I can tell you how I feel today. It's I'm sorry if this is the worst video you've ever seen. Battery died, and now it's been a couple more weeks, and I'm sorry. This is like the worst quality video. This is the worst quality video you've probably ever seen, and I apologize. I promise I'm gonna get better. It's now been about 5 weeks since I started Sertraline. The first couple of weeks was pretty hard. I was always thirsty, I was tired, I was clenching my jaw, and my mood was up and down. Sometimes I would walk around with a smile on my face for no reason, and then the next second I would be crying for no reason. The side effects went away eventually, except the insomnia. It made it almost impossible for me to wake up and go to work in the mornings. So what were the benefits? I noticed it became easier to talk to people. Normally during conversations, I have so much anxiety built up that I'm like convulsing, I'm shaking, and I can't get my words out, and It's just suddenly become easier. I find that I can relax. I'm not shaking. I can speak normal human language and get my words out no problem. Other than that, I literally have seen no difference. There's times where I don't feel like myself. And I can honestly say that I am not comfortable taking this medication. I don't like it and I don't want to continue. I did a lot of thinking and a lot of research, and I've determined that maybe there's nothing wrong with me in the first place. I think people's personalities develop based on experiences that we go through growing up throughout our lifetime, and that's why everyone is different. Everyone has their own personality unique to themselves. I have realized that just because my thought process may be different than others does not make me have a mental illness. I have realized that just because maybe I don't fit in with others as easily as most other people do does not mean I have a mental illness. I have realized that just because I get anxiety about certain things does not mean I have a mental illness. Honestly, I think that's what it comes down to. That I'm just so concerned about what other people think about me, and there's nothing wrong with me. Do you know how much I paid for my 2 prescriptions for just 1 month? It was about $150. That is ridiculous, it doesn't make sense, and the medical system is stupid. I have my follow-up appointment with my psychiatrist tomorrow, and I guess I'm going to tell him that I don't want to take the prescriptions. I have stopped taking the prescriptions, and I guess I'll tell him I no longer require his services. My psychiatrist has told me that I most likely have generalized anxiety disorder, but he said he would not be able to diagnose me until my follow-up appointment for tomorrow. It's pretty much guaranteed that anybody could go see a psychiatrist and leave his office being diagnosed with some kind of mental illness. Some people might think of you differently, some people might call you crazy, it can feel shameful, and it can prevent you from being able to do certain things or make it harder to do certain things that you want to do in your life. Don't get me wrong, antipsychotics have improved many people's lives, which is great, but for me, the benefits did not weigh out the risks, and in my opinion, it's not worth it. If you're considering taking antipsychotics, I highly recommend that you do your research first, and I think you may be surprised with what you find out. But anyways, I hope you found this video somewhat helpful, and just know if you're having anxiety or depression or anything else, just know that it's okay and you're going to be fine. We are human and we are supposed to feel emotion. But don't be afraid to reach out for help either. Thanks for watching.